So you can see here after conjugation and multiplying, the real term is negative. So the real term is going to be negative. So the real term represents the input impedance, the parallel combination of YEQ and YIE, which will be negative over some frequency. So whenever the admittance is going to be negative, when admittance is going to be negative, the resistance is also going to be negative. So whenever you have a negative phenomenon, negative resistance present in your device, it starts oscillating. From here, what we say is Y equivalent is the output side admittance. When you connect the next stage, this Y equivalent and YIE will become parallel. So since your Y equivalent real part is negative and YIE is going to be a positive number, when you find parallel combination, effectively the combination will be a negative number, so which will have negative resistance over some frequency range. We have seen in oscillator unit, whenever there is a negative resistance present in your circuit, it starts oscillating. All oscillators need not have negative resistance, but all negative resistance devices become oscillators. So if you go by that logic, since you have a negative resistance phenomenon happening in the input admittance term, this will result in oscillations depending on what value you have in the circuit. So I can write the value of V in as total current divided by everything, IS divided by YS plus YIE by Y equivalent. So I am denoting all these terms by YD, and YD is equal to GD plus J. It will have real part and imaginary part. So Vin is equal to IS by GD plus J into BD. So if GD is negative, if the resistance is negative at a particular frequency and YS is inductive such that BD equal to 0, then they are saying that these conditions will make oscillations to happen. So if the resistance turns out to be negative, then they say that even though you make this BD to be 0, since the resistance is going to be purely negative in nature, it will start generating oscillations into your device. It will start generating oscillations. So you cannot help, the tuned amplifier will slowly go into the state of instability. So the oscillations can be prevented by ensuring that the negative resistance does not happen. For all the frequencies, we have to ensure that the negative resistance is not present and the resistance is going to be positive always. So for that, what we do, so I have to ensure that this Y-in is going to be positive. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to add additional resistance to ensure that the negative resistance is made positive and the effect of amplifier becoming